Hello, Jagriti.
Hello, hi Rohan.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm
So
doing
you
well.
are like a Gen Z advocate, I can say.
Yeah.
So you have what type of cases now you're seeing in society?
Actually, these days I'm seeing a lot of property cases,
Mm.
then matrimonial, and a bit of like women harassment cases also are in
Mm.
the market. So I do see a lot of these cases rising. But the good part is that we have awareness about these through podcasts like these and through videos. We
Okay.
are getting to know about these cases. So that's a
Mm.
good thing.
Okay. Nowadays, if you take a man, nobody doesn't need a marriage. Men are saying, I don't need marriage. What is the reason behind that?
Actually, mainly because a lot of celebrities they have recently gotten divorced, and the news was that he had to pay a lot of maintenance or
Mm.
alimony to his wife.
Okay.
So that is there in the news because of
Mm.
celebrities. Obviously, they are earning in crores of rupees.
Yeah.
But when you go to the actual courts, you will
Mm.
see the reality. Okay, there it's not that much of maintenance. Only those who deserve it, just to maintain your life with dignity. Only that kind of maintenance is provided,
Mm.
not exorbitant amounts, which is there all over the channels.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can a husband also file a maintenance?
Yeah. Husband can file maintenance case. It is usually thought that only wife can file a maintenance case.
Yeah.
So there's a section number 24
Mm.
of Hindu Marriage Act.
Okay.
So it says that in for this is applicable to Hindus, Sikh, Buddhists, and it says that anyone
Okay.
who is in requirement of money or
Mm.
financial assistance, that person can claim from the other spouse. So
Mm.
it is not restricting the amount only to be claimed from the husband.
Mm.
Husband can also claim from the wife if wife is at a good level of income.
But people don't know that men also can file a maintenance.
Yeah, people are not aware of that
Yeah.
exactly. That is
Mm.
not much there. It's not there because if you have a good education
Mm.
and you have a good physical body and mental ability, you should be able to earn for yourself. That is the calling.
Yeah.
And men are supposed to earn. They're like known as the providers. That's what is kind of the social construct we have.
Okay.
But law does provide for men to claim maintenance if they are not able to earn for themselves and not able to survive. So they
Mm.
can obviously claim it as per
Okay.
law.
So how can a husband obtain a information about a wife's property?
About wife's property. So there's a case, there's a Supreme Court case, landmark case. Now all the family courts are using it.
Okay.
So that case is called as Rajneesh versus Neha.
Okay.
Okay. So in that case, it is very clearly given both husband and wife have to disclose their financial statements.
Mm.
So they have to disclose their bank account statements, their liabilities, any kind of loans they have taken, investments they have done. And if you don't disclose it,
Okay.
then in that case, the court can take an adverse inference. They can say that, okay, you are hiding something and that is why you're not eligible for this relief from the
Okay.
court. So, as per the Supreme Court judgment, it's mandatory and all the family courts are following it right now.
How are the maintenance and alimony determined?
Actually, there's no fixed formula. Many ask me that. There's
Okay.
no fixed formula.
Okay.
It always depends on quite a few factors.
Mm.
So, one of the factors is what is your standard of living.
Okay.
Like a 2 lakh person who is earning 2 lakhs per
Mm.
month, obviously he will have a higher standard of living than a person who is a laborer and getting like 15 to 20,000 a month.
Mm.
So that is one factor, your income level. And second factor would be your liabilities, how many liabilities you have.
Mm.
So if you have a lot of liabilities, like your parents dependent on you, or you have a unmarried sister, that can be also another factor. Then your education level, and then your assets. All of that will be counted in to calculate what should be the maintenance amount. There's no fixed formula; it always varies, and many a times family courts have tried to give a formula, but always that fails
Mm.
because it's
Yeah.
many factors in play.
But in law, if you see in a books, is different.
Yeah,
If you follow the law in a real time, is different.
right.
So what are the differences between that?
Right. So actually, in law, we have the concept that okay, wife should get maintenance or
Mm.
children should get maintenance when they're not able to survive based
Mm.
on their meager income.
Exactly.
Okay, but in when we go in reality, it takes a lot of time. Okay, so the if the case, like for my cases also, we have seen case was filed in 2023 and it's still pending.
Oh.
The maintenance case is still pending. It's 2026 now.
Mm.
And the advantage is that whatever amount will be granted by the court will have to be paid from
But
2023.
if it's take that much time now,
Yeah.
how the wife will survive and the children will survive?
Exactly. So that is what. So when suppose the order comes now in 2026, the order will be that from 2023 all the arrears have to be paid. So every month, suppose the order is of 15,000 maintenance.
Mm.
So from 2023 to 2026, all these amounts have to be paid.
Okay.
So
But they have to survive now.
for this time period,
Yeah.
for this time period also we have a concept of interim maintenance.
Okay.
Interim maintenance means like it's not permanent maintenance, it is something during the case.
Oh.
During the case that will be granted like 10,000
Okay.
or 12,000 just to go through this case, because
So husband should pay to wife, or
it could be, like I said, wife can also be asked to pay if husband is not capable of earning or
Okay.
he's taking complete care of the child.
Hmm.
Also, one more thing to be noted is that suppose there's a child, it is not a responsibility of only the father to take care of the child.
Yeah.
Both father and mother, if they're both earning, qualified, and are having a good income, both have to do it based on proportionate to their income.
Okay.
It's misunderstood that only father has to take care of the child. It is ideally supposed to be by both parents. It's not a
Okay.
responsibility of one.
If the wife is staying in abroad,
Right.
can husband file a maintenance staying in India?
Yeah, he can file a maintenance case
Okay.
because notice can be sent abroad also. The
Oh.
court notice can be sent abroad, yes.
Okay. How it works?
So, how we send the court notice in India, the same way we just have to write the address of the abroad and wherever the husband is staying currently, and that can be sent. There is
Okay.
no such thing as, it can't be sent abroad. Or you can also send to his parental home. Parents of his must be staying here,
Yeah.
right? So, that is a possibility. And one more thing I wanted to point out is that sometimes we get relief from the court. The
Okay.
court says this amount should be given to the husband as maintenance, or this amount should be given to the wife as maintenance.
Okay.
But the problem comes when it is not executed.
Hmm.
Okay. So after the order also there is a possibility that spouse may not be paying the amounts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So most of the people have facing these problems.
Facing this execution problem.
Yeah.
So execution is something which we have to really target at. Law wise, we are still having good laws, but execution is the phase where we face most trouble. But we have a law for that also. If someone is not paying after the order, that person can be sent to jail.
Okay.
Yeah. We
So-
can have a warrant issued against that person.
So after going to jail, they don't need to pay maintenance.
Yeah, so basically every delay it will be increase the jail term.
Oh.
So you have to pay. You have to.
After he living in a jail also, he
Yeah.
need to pay maintenance.
He need to pay maintenance. He is in the jail to just ensure that he pays.
Oh.
So after suppose there's a 1 month delay, so 1 month of jail,
Okay.
like that.
So men is not safe in India.
Not like that. It is not like that. But I would tell you a case where there's a lady.
Okay.
She's my client. I take her for husband and wife both, but I would like to tell a case about a wife for this one. Here, she has been taking care of the child for last 7 years. The child is 7 years of age.
Okay.
He's not paying a single penny.
Okay.
He has worked in the US, like in crores of rupees.
Hmm.
Now he's back in India. She has filed a case on him.
Okay.
The reason, what he's saying in the court is that he does not have a job here.
Okay.
He's an MTech.
Hmm.
So can the court really believe? And she's not even asking maintenance for herself.
Hmm.
Whom is she asking for? The child. I mean, the child is supposed to be maintained, right?
Yeah.
Like the father has to maintain. He can't say I'm not earning.
Hmm.
Because he is maintaining himself also. So he has brought a child in this world. So he has to maintain for him and do to the best of his abilities, provide for the child. So that is what.
Sometimes wives also file of fake cases. So many wives.
Fake
I have
cases, that
Yeah.
is kind of a sensitive topic. Definitely, I would say there are times when cases are being filed which are not genuine. But anyway, if there is no evidence, the court will anyway dismiss the case and sometimes
I've
impose
seen
cost.
so many 498 cases.
498 cases, yeah, dowry
so
harassment.
many fake cases.
Yeah,
People file, like wives file on husband.
right.
Even sometimes what will happen now, the relatives they are not in that city.
City also they file on them.
They file on them.
Yeah, I
So,
dealt with a case
how
like that.
court will decide after the filing cases, these type of cases?
So we have something called quash petitions.
Okay.
When any wife goes to the police station and files a 498A case, she may file on the husband and the parents and sister and other relatives also who are not even involved in this.
Okay.
So what happens is, as the husband and the family members can go to the High Court directly.
Okay.
There's a section 482.
Hmm.
It's an inherent power of the High Court. So as per that, they will just check the complaint,
Okay.
which is given by the wife to the police station.
Hmm.
And if the complaint is very vague, like it does not point out to any family member specifically, it does not give proper details,
Hmm.
then the court may say, okay, we don't find any reason to make family members as the party, and they will remove them from the case.
Okay.
So directly from the High Court, we can get that relief.
Hmm.
And the case will then continue only against the main parties like husband, or if parents were involved, if it was a joint family. Maybe if parents were involved in that case and the court thinks it's fit, they'll continue the case against them.
Okay.
So, but there is a possibility of going to the High Court and getting your names removed.
If the 498 case like filed, husband definitely need to go to police station.
So nowadays, what police stations are doing is police is not registering FIR soon
Okay.
after wife comes to the police station.
Okay.
What they do is they will take the complaint
Hmm.
and they will call the husband for
Okay.
mediation,
Okay.
counseling.
They only deciding, na?
They only decide. Like they want to settle the matter. They also don't want many FIRs because they also feel that some FIRs are not genuine.
Okay.
Like some complaints are not genuine.
Hmm.
So they will call the husband to the police station.
Okay.
And then there will be a counseling center. Like recently, I went to the Gachibowli Counseling Center.
Okay.
There, they will not really allow advocates also inside. I
Oh.
mean, they want to, settle it. After counseling, obviously advocates can guide them. But in that counseling center, it's just the parties, not even family members.
Okay.
And they try to, ask them what are their
Is
issues.
it works?
It does work. It does work.
It is.
It does, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Because now it does not lead to FIR.
Okay.
And sometimes they just go back happily together, like whatever their issues were, they just wanted a neutral party to decide for them. And obviously, police has that authority also, right?
Yeah.
So, police, like,
But nowadays people are like taking divorce only because of silly reasons.
huh.
They listen to police.
Yeah, sometimes, see, when you are continuously fighting, even small topics will become big. So, once you meet a third party, you will have a different perspective.
Okay.
Like, you start realizing, okay, we were also wrong. And there in that counseling center, I have seen people start, admitting their mistakes also.
Okay.
And they also start realizing, okay, we are making a small issue big. And sometimes they also ask them, okay, if you are sure that you want to separate, go for a mutual divorce.
Okay.
No need to go through all these court cases, litigation. It will unnecessarily prolong it, and also it will be expensive and time consuming. So the police convinces either ways, either to go back happily or also to go back for a mutual divorce.
Okay.
So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Like it depends. If the matter is very grave, it may not. Really
Sometimes what will happen, like a wife intentionally want to harass her husband,
Huh.
filing a
Yeah.
case.
Hmm.
So how the court will consider these type of cases?
Actually, then they do dismiss it firstly, and they will impose cost on the
Okay.
wife if they feel that it was done just out of malice,
Okay.
just out of bad faith or grudge. Then definitely they will impose cost.
Hmm.
Also, husband also has a right to file a case, civil case,
Oh.
to get compensation for the wrong criminal case on him.
Okay.
So there is something called malicious prosecution.
Okay.
So husband can file a civil case saying that, okay, I've been harassed throughout this years because of a criminal case which my wife filed, which was false.
Okay.
So now husband can claim compensation for that.
I have seen some newses like people